This is Joe Pantozzi with Alpha Omega Wealth. And a lot of people ask me this basic question: where do I start? So this is a good place to start talking about protect, save, invest. I can't tell you how often someone will come to me or call me and they'll say, okay, I've got $5,000 and I want to invest it. And what are the best places for me to invest? Where are the best stocks that will give me the greatest rate of return, the best bang for my buck? Where can I take that $5,000 and double it right away? And I'll say, do we have any money in savings that is going to sit there and not be invested? And they'll say, well, no, this is my $5,000 and I need to take that $5,000 and invest it. And I'll say, let's go back to the drawing board here. So the first place where I want you to focus is in protection. So I want you to protect what you have. I don't want you to lose what you have and wind up going backwards. So I want to be able to protect your income. If you can't work because you're sick or hurt, then that $5,000 doesn't belong in the stock market or in some investment. It belongs in your emergency fund. What if you have an income that is dependent on you? In other words, you don't own the company. The company won't continue to send you a paycheck if you're not there. So therefore, we need to protect your income. We need to have some kind of income protection against disability. If you can't show up at work for a week or 2 or 5 or 10 weeks, where is your paycheck going to come from? So we need some kind of a paycheck protection. Before we worry about investing and sending the money out to all places where we can lose it, where we can take risks, where we can double and triple our money, we need to protect what we have. And most importantly, your biggest asset right now is yourself. So we need to protect your income. Let's make sure that your income is protected. Let's make sure that your health is protected. Let's make sure that you have all the basic boxes checked on protecting your liability, protecting your income, protecting your home, protecting your health. Do you have adequate health insurance for yourself, your spouse, your kids, and anyone who's under your roof who is dependent upon you? So we need to protect before we move on to savings. Then number 2 is we move on to savings. We need to have an amount of money in an account that is accessible, that is liquid, that doesn't have to be dependent on the market, that we can't worry about whether the market is up or it's down, whether it's sideways. I want to have money that is accessible to me, that I can get to at a moment's notice, let's say 3 or 4 days at the most, where I can have access to liquid cash and I won't disturb any existing investment plans or other opportunities. So I have to have an emergency fund, and this opinion is subject to everybody else's opinion. So should I have 1 month's income? Should I have 3 months income, 6 months income? Now, you know what I've found in the last 8 to 10 months because of COVID? A lot of folks are saying to me, you know what? I really think I need to have a year's worth of savings. I think I need to have 2 years worth of expenses sitting in a liquid account someplace, so that if this COVID thing lasts a long time and I don't find work for a while, I need to be able to cover my car, cover my house, cover my basic expenses, keep the lights on, pay the grocery bills. Maybe I've got 3 cars and I really enjoy having 3 cars, but I really only need 2. And maybe I have some things that I have to sell. Now, I'm talking, folks, about the most basic things of life. I'm not talking about business owners who have $100 million businesses. I'm talking about the average American, the person who goes to work for a living, the person who is a W-2 worker or employee, a salaried person. We need to spend more time and attention focusing on savings, because you know and I know that your friends and my friends don't have enough saved. And so before we even think about investing, we need to think about securing our loved ones for all the basics, protecting them, medical plans, making sure that we can go to an emergency room, that we can go to a doctor, that we can get our prescriptions filled and have those things covered. The last thing that we'll focus on would be investing. And there we're going to look at a long-term plan. We're not going to look at the popular flavor of the week. Well, you know, I saw that this stock was going up by 60% last year. Well, you know what? That was last year. What has it done lately? What has it done for the past 10 years? What has it done for the past 20 years? Well, it doesn't really have a 10-year track record. It's a brand new stock. In fact, my buddy suggested it to me, and it was a penny stock 6 months ago, and now it's all the way up to $1.04. Well, there is not a strong likelihood that this company will go gangbusters, and if it does, that's probably not the place where you should invest your first dollar or your last dollar. What we need to do is look at a long-term plan. We need to look at your income. We need to look at your assets. We need to look at who you owe. We need to look at the schedule of debt that you have and whether there are any debts that you have that maybe should be gotten rid of because they're at a very high interest rate. Maybe you've got some credit cards that you're locked up with where you owe 10, 12 or 15% in finance charges. Before you start investing money, you need to get rid of those credit cards. I hate to have you paying 6 or 8 or 10% on debt and saving and earning 1/4% or 1% on savings. You're going to be upside down. You're going to be unbalanced. You're never going to get ahead that way. So I want you to focus on protecting what you have, protecting your income, protecting your resources, protecting your business, protecting your family, and then move on to savings. Set a lofty goal of having a year's worth of savings or a year's worth of expenses in the bank or in some place where it's liquid and accessible. And then we will develop a plan to create investments that will fit your reasonable expectations, that will fit your character and your values, and will be able to be managed according to your timeline and according to what opportunities and needs will come up in the future. So this was just a quick rundown on where do I start. I want to start at the very basics and take care of protection, then saving, then investment. We'll talk soon.